Ugh, fuck! I'm coming!
Tomsz gets trolled. Tomsz is a small train that lives at the dumpster fire, known as the Srodo Railway. He, for some reason, thinks he's better than everyone and constantly pulls pranks on the other trains, which makes their lives a living nightmare. One of these unfortunate souls is Gorgen, an obese blue train. Thomas likes farting on Gorgen because he thinks it's funny. Tomsz would always say, "Get trolled, noob," and run away laughing. One day, Gorgen had enough of Tom's antics, so when Tomsz was resting in the sheds, he came up very quietly and farted all over him. "Ah!" and screamed Tomska. "It smells so bad." "Get trolled, noob, ha ha ha," laughed Gorgen, and he puffed away to rizz someone up. I think Tomsz deserved it, don't you?
No! Edgard's Day Out. Once upon a time, there was an old steam pot named Edgard. He lived in a shed with 4 other losers. They were all very rude to him and made him very sad. "You suck! Kill yourself!" said Gorgen, the obese train from the previous story. Just then, 2 Sigma males showed up at the sheds. The other trains then stopped bullying Edgeworld. Edgarfield said one of the men, "You will pull the Skibidus Express." "Okay," said Ernie, and he puffed away to get the train ready. The other engines were fucking pissed that they didn't get to pull the express. I don't know why, though. "Gar," said Gorgen. "I'm so angered." "N. I am also Angry Bird," said Jareld, a red train. Jerladd was pulling the Skibidi Toilet Express train quite well. He somehow made it to the station right on time, and everyone was happy. He also helps Gorgen up a step hill, but that's not important to the plot. IDK how to continue this. So, see you in part 3 of the series. BBBXBX Henrh dies full movie 2024. It was a rainy day on Srodo, and Henrh, a green ogre train, was pulling the express, not to be confused with the Skibidus Express. Henrh, however, is fucking terrified of water, so he hid in a tunnel. Everyone was mad at him, including a fat ass wearing a top hat, who was the manager of the railway. They attempted to pull him out of the tunnel with some rope, but that didn't work because is he a fucking steam train. They attempted to push him out of the tunnel, but the train wouldn't move. The obese man also broke his back. "I'm not leaving," said Henrh, and he farted on the man. "Grr! That's it," said the fat man angrily. "We're gonna take away your rails and leave you here forever." And so they did, and henceforth was left in the tunnel to rot. I personally think Henrh deserved it. Don't you? Did you really think we were going to do the episodes in order? Yeah, right. Gorgen and the toilet. One day, Gorgen was taking a dump. He was watching Skibidi Toilet Part 420 on his iPad. "Lamau, this is so funny, ha 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 ha," said Gorgel. Suddenly, his iPad fell into the toilet. "Oh no, Ez! Mom!" screamed Gorgen. It was covered in shit. He tried to pull it out of the toilet, but his wheels slipped and he fell straight into the toilet. "Ah!" he screamed. "Oh, get me out! Get me out!" Just then, Tomsz, the blue shithead from episode 1, strolled into the bathroom. He looked at Gorgen inside the toilet and laughed. Gorgen felt very embarrassed. He was eventually pulled out of the toilet a year later and never brought his shit-stained iPad to the toilet ever again. Tomsz Twain. One morning, Henrh wasn't feeling well. "I don't feel well," said Hershey weakly, before puking all over the rails. Everyone was worried for Henrh except for Tomsz because he's an asshole. "Skill issue, LMAO," said Tomsz, and he puffed away to go shunt in the yard. Later that morning, the obese manager showed up in his new car. "Tomsz, I need you to pull Henry's train. He got COVID." "Okay," said Tomsz, so he chuffed to the station to be coupled up. However, Tom Haas, for some stupid reason, was going at speeds that are most likely illegal in the country he lives in and bumped into the coaches. He bumped them so hard that one of the passengers inside fucking died. The obese manager wasn't too happy about this, and Tomsz never pulled coaches ever again. Tomsz and the Brinkdown cranks. Tomsz was grumpily shunting in the yard. The obese manager had punished him by taking away his DS so he couldn't play Morbius. Thomas was very angry. "I'm very angry. I swear the next time I see the manager, I'm gonna—" Before he could finish his sentence, Jareld, the red train from a few episodes ago, came speeding down the line. He had somehow caught on fire, and the obnoxious trugs were pushing him down the line. "Ah!" he screamed. "Help! I'm on fire! Nah! Nah!" "Well, that was weird. Aren't you gonna, help Jareld?" "Nah." "Well, okay then. Tomsz continued with his work, and because of all the hard work he did, he was rewarded with a tree branch or something. I don't know, and if I'm gonna be honest, I don't care. Jerladd was later found severely wounded in a scorched field and was sent to the nearest scrapyard. I don't really know how to end this, so, Hi, I'm 11 Labs Adam. Did you know that you have right? Jerladd the Cochez. Jareld was in the shed watching Gagagidigidagigadago Part 69 on his iPhone. "This is low-key kinda hot," said Jerladd. Just then, the obese manager arrived. "Jamez, I need your help. Gorgen fell in the toilet again, so you'll have to pull the express." "Okay, dokie," said Jangle Balls, and he puffed away to the station. Jams had never pulled an expired train before, and was very rough with the couches. "Ow!" said one of the coaches. "That hurted! Wah!" Crying. He was so rough with them that one's dick fell off. It had to be glued back on with a hot glue gun. The obese manager was fucking pissed about this, and talked to Jazz that night. "Grrr!" he screamed. "You are grounded, 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 grounded for 2 months. This made Jangle Dangle so sad he cried like a fetus. I genuinely think Jerladd deserved it. Don't you? Ternencener the Tractor. Tomsz was waiting at a signal when he noticed a tractor plowing in a field. "Hello," said the tractor. "Did I fucking ask?" interrupted Tomsz. "No one fucking asked for your dumbass opinion. You look like an unfinished mailbox made with fucking Play-Doh. Kill yourself." The signal dropped, and Tomsz puffed away. It was winter time on the Isle of Srodo, and Tomsz was puffing down the line, pulling his 2 coaches, Ani and Ani too. Tomsz was playing Angry Birds on his iPhone and wasn't paying attention to his surroundings. His coaches tried warning him, but Tomsz was wearing AirPods. When he finally focused on where he was, It was too latte. "Oh no, smsnai," said Toggle. "I'm still cock." And he was. He tried reversing, but that didn't work. All it did was cause more snow to fall. "Well, this is just great. How am I going to get out of this?" Just then, Tomsz heard SpongeBob's walking sound effect. It was Ternencener the Tractor. "Hello!" screamed Ternencener. "I see you're stuck." "Oh, please help," wheezed Tomsz. "No," said Ternencener, and he waddled away, waddle, till the very next day. Trubone in the Sheps. One morning on the Isle of Srodo, Gorgen came up with a stupid idea. "Boys, we should go on strike," he said. "Okay, dokie," agreed Jammed. "Okay, but why?" asked Henrh. "We don't have any reason to go on strike." "The fuck you mean we don't have a reason?" said Gorgen crossly. "The manager has done nothing but be an asshole to us. He left me in the toilet for a fucking year, and then he punished Jerladd for something that wasn't even his fault. And worst of all, he makes us shunt our own trains." "It's just abhorrent," Gorgen screamed. "Well, now that you bring it up," said Hergel, "he has been a dick. We should go on strike." "That's what I'm saying," said Gorgen and Gems. Just then, the obese manager strolled in. He had heard their entire conversation and was fucking pissed. "The fuck I mean you're going on strike?" he shouted angrily. "Sir, we're tired of the way you've been treated." "Don't care. Get the fuck back to work." Percus and the Singal. Percus is a small green train who shunts trains for the bigger engines. He loves trolling people, but it can get him into trouble. One of these times was with Gorgen. "Hey, Gorgen," said Purge, "your Skibidi Express is ready." But when Gorgen puffed up to the station, he saw a line of dirty trugs. They were full of shit, and one of them even had Gorgen's crusty-ass iPad from episode 4. Percus laughed and puffed away to go snort some coke. Later that day, Percus chose to pull a prank on Jerladd. "Jareld, the manager said he'd paint you blue." "Shinzim, mumdem shinzim sim simski excuse screamed Jerladd. "Avril fools," said Pickle, and he puffed away laughing. "It isn't even April yet," said Jimbo. These pranks went on for a week, and it was so bad that Henrh started smoking crack. But that's a story for another day. Gildo and Jumble had enough of Percival's tomfuckery and decided to pull a prank on him. "We'll do it tonight," said Gorgen. "Okay, dokie," said Jerladd. It was 4 a.m., and Percus was asleep in the shed. Gorgen and Jerladd's chance came. Percus was later found dead the next morning in the yard and had his parts sold for scrap. I think he deserved it. Don't you? Henrh was at the harbor. He had to pull the local fish train, the Floating Dipper. The obese manager promised Henrh if he didn't fuck this up and derail, he'd get to pull the Skibidus Express. Herg, however, ate a weed brownie and was fucking high. "We don't want a teenage mutant ninja turtle, but which one could turn you into Squirtle?" said Henrh. "What the fuck did any of that fucking mean?" asked one of the workmen. Before they could get an answer, Henrh puffed away. Henrh was puffing through the frosty atmosphere, and things were running smooth. "Oh, fuck!" "Well, shit," muttered Henrh. Luckily, everyone was hurt, and the obese manager spoke kindly to Henrh the next morning. "The accident was 100% your fault, dumbass. I'm very disappointed in you. I know, sighed Henrh. Because of your fuck-up, I'm sending your warp pipe-looking ass to Ohio. Have fun. But that's another story for another day. Well, shit. Tom's Coems to break fast. It was an average day on the Isle of Srodo, and Tom's was being a fucking dumbass. My Rizzler said I could manage without him. I must be a Sigma. Chat, is this kid serious right now? Asked Percus. I wouldn't mew without my Rizzler. I'd be fricted, said Tobik. Wait a shitand? Who the fuck are you? My name is Tobias I'm a trampy movie. Cool story, bro. Anyways, back to the story. Well, I'm not scared. Unlike you beta bitches. You wouldn't dare. Oh, yes, I would. And to prove he was a Sigma, Tom started mewing aggressively. Tingle Jingle, however, didn't notice the house at the end of the track and crashed right into it. Tojang was covered in eggs and shit, and was worried about what the obese manager would say. Unfortunately for Tongas, the obese manager was right in front of him. "Owie!" screamed the manager. "My balls! Oh!" Just then, the manager's wife walked in, and Tom's shit himself. "I'm not even going to ask what happened," she said. "Just get your fat ass out of here." So Tom's quietly puffed away and learned to never mew without a Rizzler ever again. Would you guys rather see a tree grow or a Percus Drowns? Henrh had been working at the harbor all morning and wanted to rest, but Percus was telling random strangers about events that didn't canonically take place yet. And then he rizzed me up and said, "You show me your Drake leak and I'll show you mine." "Wow, Percus," said the strangers. "You're such a Sigma." Henry couldn't take any more of this. "What are you background characters doing here? Get out of my fucking sight." "Perkley, you need to stop sending the Drake leak to minors." "Shut the fuck up, you Nicocado Cassio Shrek ogre-looking ass." Tom's then puffed in. "Now me personally, I wouldn't take that level of disrespect, Henrh. Anyway, I'm gonna go watch Isho Speed." And he puffed away. Later that day, Percus came up with a stupid idea. "When we reach the harbor," he said to the Trugs, "I want you to pull out your phones and start leaking your Drakes." No train had ever told the Trugs to leak their Drake before. They liked it and giggled like frogs. "I'm such a clever choo-choo," said Perk. That was until Percus made it to the harbor. The Trugs chose to do a little trolling and began pushing Percus. "What the fuck are you doing?" screamed Percus. "Your mother Lomao," said the Trugs, and they pushed Percus into the sea. "Well, this is fucking fantastic," groaned Percus, who was slowly sinking. When Percus thought his day couldn't get any worse, the obese manager showed up on a destroyed tug's prop. "Look, fat ass," said Percus angrily. "I don't have the time for you to fucking lecture me. Can you just get me the hell out of here?" This offended the manager. "No, I won't, bitch," said the manager, and he rode away, leaving Percus to rust. I personally think Percus deserved this, don't you? Holy fuck, I'm coming! Jarald's sticky situation. Jareld was furious. Earlier that day, Tobias the Trampy movie roasted him with no remorse. "You're ugly, El Mayo," said Jerladd. "You cannot be talking," huffed Tony. "You look like a mini can of Coca-Cola on wheels with a dinky wagon attached to the end. No wonder you can't pull a train without it crashing in flames. I'm surprised your ass hasn't been sent to a scrapyard yet. You are literally on the verge of collapsing." Tom's then puffed in. "Now me personally—" "Shut the fuck—" After that ordeal, Jeremiah wasn't letting that slide, and he was writing a diss track on Tobias in the yard. Jangry Bird was creating fire, and everything was going well for him. "Well, that was fun," said Jouser Jr. "Time to go Mog Percus." Unfortunately for Gorgen, the Singalman was watching the new Caseo stream and had switched genes onto the wrong track. When he realized his fuck-up, it was too late. "Oh, shit!" screamed Jingle Jells as he crashed into a cum tanker. Jareld was covered in sticky goo from smokebox to cab. Tobias and Perkamon go puffed into the yard. They looked at Gerbil and laughed. "Jareld, what the Sigma are you rizzing?" he asked. "You should be down in Ohio right now, not having a Mog battle." Jim Jam felt very embarrassed and pretended to be a tree. "I have no clue how to end this one, so CJJJJ's just stay KJDDDDDDJJJAJ Jevy JJAJJ Zendang Gang KF. Saved from the scooping room. The engines are working very hard today. That fat controller watched Skibidi Toilet Show with his iPad and playing with his girl toy. Anyways, Edgard is going to the scrapyard, called out to Tomsz. "Wait a minute, you not a boomer." "This isn't 1900s, replied Tomsz. So Edgard waddle away. And so he saw a rusty tractor in the scrapyard. So Edgelord said, "What the ligma are you doing here? You know that every engine hated rusty engines." So he introduces himself. "I'm Trevish Scottish. They gonna take me into the scooping room next day." "Well, that's caution and also an skill issue," said Edgard. "My driver only need his paint to be as new, but my owner said that I pick up cupcakes." "Well, I don't had a problem, so, bye-bye." He tried to puff away, but Trevish keep begging. "Please, you gotta help me. Look, he'll tell you a story." So he tells. "Me and my driver had fun together, and we met some kids." He remembers. "Oh, yes, I like Mino. I meant working." So then Edge answers. "Fine, I guess you my little pog champ. I'll go tell them." So he waddle away. So he told him why did he need to not been scraped. And his response. "Well, yes, but actually no." "Oh, I thought you gonna say, you've been trolled." "What kind of beans on toast was that?" said Edgard. So they fix and clean Trevish. They took Trevish to the circus because you already know. After that, Trevish and Edgard became friends. And so that he's shutting his eyes remembering. "I like children." "Oh, come on!" Tomsz and Berpis. Tomsz was smoking some Zaza next to the station when an oiled-up bus came rolling in. "Hi, I'm SpongeBob," said Tongas. "Who are you?" "I'm Berpis," said the bus. "I go vroom vroom." "I eat tree branches," replied Tinkle Tank. "Cool story, bro," said Burpington. "Wait a shit, and aren't you the choo-choo who got stuck in the snow?" "Pfft, imagine-y. Couldn't be me, bro." "Shut your raggedy ass up, bro. You look like you would overheat if you had more than 3 passengers on you." "Shut the fuck up. You literally killed a man and ran over another's balls." 1v1 me, bitch. "Aight, I will." The single master agreed, and the Mog battle began. Berpis was in the lead for the first quarter of the race, and things were running well for him. He was turning out to be the Sigma male of the race. Unfortunately for him, however, Tails and Toad 10 was driving him, so he crashed into a wall and cautioned out. "Skill issue LMAO," laughed Tomsz as he sped past him. "Man, that was fucking funny." Ternencener chuckled. Tomsz stopped laughing, however, when a police officer caught him speeding and gave him a ticket. Tomsz was very angry. "I'm very angry!" And next smell. "Don't care. Plus UTTP is better," yelled the officer. When the obese manager found out about this Mog battle, he was fucking pissed. "Grrr! You are grounded! 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 Grounded for a whole year!" "But what about my passengers?" asked Tomsz. "Don't care, didn't ask. Now go to your shed." After that incident, I don't think Young Train will Mog again. Do you? I know I'm doing things out of order, but I genuinely don't care. 4 big engines. Edgard had somehow broke his ass, so the obese manager had sent him away for repairs. On his way to the works, he saw a small red train named Skarkly that looks like the skittle I shoved up my ass. "Yo, what's up, my dog?" said Skarkly. "I heard you broke your gyat." "Yep, I did." Edgard sighed. "This is worse than that time Edgardo!" screamed one of the workmen. "Get over here, it's time for your surgery." "Well, I have to go now," continued Edgard. "See you in 20 years. And with that, he puffed away. Later that day, Scrinkle Scrose had to pull a special train. Snarkloy, however, was watching OnlyFans and began to edge. He felt like a Sigma. That was until he reached a step hill. Skarly had edged for so long that he was about to bust, and when he reached the top, he did. "I'm about to come!" When he made it to the station, the obese manager was waiting for him at the platform. "What the fuck happened? Did a bird shit on you?" "No," said Skarl Kobe sadly. "I failed NNN. Edgard, Trevish, and the Diddy Party. Trevish, the Tractor Twain from a few episodes ago, was enjoying his new life at the circus. Every day, little children would flock over to the circus and Trevish would give them rides. This made the tractor very happy, and he'd often pull out his weenus and show it to them. I have no clue why, though. One day, Edgard rolled in with important news. "I got invited to Diddy's party tonight. Do you want to come with me?" asked Edgeland. "Yeah, sure, Daddy. I mean Edwind," replied Trevish. So they hopped on a bus and went to the party. When they made it to the party, they went inside and saw something fucking horrifying. There was Diddy, with his Lego piece 32557 out showing it to everyone there. "What the hell is going on here?" shrieked Elgebra. "I don't know," said Trousers, "but this is low-key kinda hot." Just then, Diddy walked over to Tringle Trongle. "Say, Drake, I heard you like them young," said Pitty Kong. "I think we should partner up." "Yeah, sure, bro," said Trailer Trift, and they left the club and went to pick up some cupcakes. Tremash and Driddy didn't get very far, though, as the police caught them phantom taxing my car and they put them in a Canadian prison. "She said she was legal!" "Kantsendinks," said Tramish. As for Edward, he was fucking traumatized, and he never went to a party ever again. So, have you guys ever accidentally casted gay furry corn to the family TV?
But I'm not done yet!
Tom's and his bitches are back for the all-new Christmas special, Tom's Christams. Join Tom's Gorgen and all the other side characters in this 5-minute Christmas special featuring guest narrator. Wait, what? Wait, you're telling me there's no guest narrator? Toad, you acoustic bitch! Tom's Christams, coming to YouTube in 2025.
Is this nigga serious?